Originally in the U.S. Virgin Islands, there were Amerindian tribes. The earliest known were the Igneri, who were part of the first wave of the Arawaks. They are believed to have arrived at St. Croix in between 50 and 650 AD. Columbus first set foot on the islands in 1493 during his second voyage. Once the islands became more well-known and more people visited, eventually the Spaniards wiped out almost the entire population of natives. Colonists then came with the intent to develop the land. They brought with them the intent to create plantations for sugar, cane, and cotton.
Along with this hope for plantations, slavery was also brought to the islands. The only known native mammals are bats and humans, and the only plant believed to be native to the islands is the tire palm. When slavery began, slaves weren't the only thing being transported. On the slave ships, rats were also brought over. Later, mongoose were brought to the islands in hopes to decrease the rat population. This plan did not work because mongoose are diurnal while rats are nocturnal, meaning mongoose are awake during the day and rats are awake at night. Due to this plan, both rats and mongoose continue to overpopulate. Mongoose have a negative impact on the island. They eat sea turtle eggs out of nests on island shores. This has forced sea turtles to find other nesting areas. However, not all invasive species have negative impacts. Some invasive species have neutral or even positive effects.
Many fruit trees, including mango and coconut, have a neutral impact on the environment, but also a positive impact on the island. They do this through trade and in turn benefiting the island economically. Some plants, however, do have a negative effect on the island. For example, the mother-in-law tongue. This is a plant that takes over wherever it exists. It suffocates other plants and in effect prevents other plants from growing alongside it. Some invasive animal species cause destruction to the land too. These animals include goats, sheep, and hogs. These animals were brought to the island in order to be livestock. Although some are still domesticated, many escaped and became feral. Goats, for example, will eat almost anything they can find and cause destruction in that way. Other animals, such as hogs, can cause incredible amounts of damage by teasing at and digging up land in order to find a food source.
Another animal brought to the islands in order to serve people were donkeys. Donkeys were brought to pull carts and provide labor for many purposes, including on plantations. Again, some donkeys remained domestic while others escaped and became feral. Donkeys reproduce quickly, eat many different things, and can be extremely aggressive towards other animals or people. Along with the damage being caused on land by invasive species, there is also damage being caused in the ocean by invasive species. One invasive species wreaking havoc on coral reefs are lionfish. They were believed to be brought to the islands by water displacement during storms, and possibly by people who had released them into the ocean before a hurricane, believing that the fish could get injured if they were kept. Lionfish can eat things up to 75% of their own size. They are venomous and have no natural predators in the water surrounding the Virgin Islands.
Measures are being taken to reduce populations of some invasive species. With mongoose, trapping is being enforced, and with lionfish, spearing to kill the fish is being enforced. Not all invasive species are harmful or even have a noticeably powerful impact, but many do have negative impacts.
Even with invasive animals that aren't known for being aggressive or causing large amounts of damage, like with deer for example, measures are still being enforced to reduce their numbers. In all, efforts are being taken in order to attempt to control invasive species populations.